Hey,
You're right.
yeah, how's it going?
I'm good. Are we all working away, doing our daily routines?
Yes,
I just
lots of
woke
things.
up.
Pardon?
I just woke up.
Oh, you just woke up. That's part of your daily routine. So, yes, because we are doing the full moon in Virgo for astro-tarot, which is very kind of all about our daily routines and, you know, what we do to
Right.
kind of keep ourselves organized and in order, all that sort of thing. And it is coming up on Saturday, the 27th of February
Right.
at 8:17 in the morning. Okay,
Right.
so so this particular full moon would be a very, very good time to kind of like release things that maybe are not working very well in your daily routines and in your kind of like looking after yourself habits, that sort of thing. It'd be a really good time to review all that sort of thing. So just for the record, the moon goes into Virgo the day before on Friday, the 26th of February at 5:07 in the afternoon, PM UK time, which is, Khalid?
8:07 p.m. Arabian Standard Time.
Sharon?
12:07 p.m.
It is 12:07. That's very good for someone that's just woke up. And Cassidy?
And 9:07 a.m. Pacific time.
Very good. So, yeah, so that's on the Friday, the 26th Feb. As I said, on the 27th of February at 8:17 UK time. And that is
11:17 a.m. Arabian Standard
11:17.
Time.
Sharon?
3 something, whatever number.
3:17, yes. And Cassidy, last but not least?
1:17 a.m. in the middle of the night Pacific time.
I don't think it is. I think it's, wait a minute, unless I've got someone else here. I think it's 0017, not 1:17.
Yeah.
It is 12:17. So just the strike of the 27th.
Good job, someone's on the ball.
Now, if you drop the teen, she's
Here, man.
007. Hey.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, so that is the moment for everybody when it's actually officially a full moon in Virgo for this year, because that's when the moon is in Virgo and it is directly opposite the sun, which Khalid is beautifully sitting in front of, in Pisces. They will be on exactly the same degree either side of the earth, hence making it a full moon. And
Right.
the full moon stays in Virgo until the Sunday, the 28th of February at 7:17 in the evening. I won't go through all of that now, but I mean, we have got that information sort of elsewhere in the world. Just for the record as well, if you are going to be doing sort of rituals and moon work, you can do the full moon work, sort of anything relating to that kind of, you know, that letting go and, you know, anything else you want to do on a full moon. You've actually got up until Tuesday, the 2nd of March at 10:40 a.m. UK time, when the moon will be at 23:57 Libra, which is the next sign along, 45 degrees after it hits the full moon. Now, couple of notable things about this particular full moon. It's got a trine going on, which is a nice positive connection with Uranus in Taurus, and it's also got a trine going on with the MC, which is in Capricorn. Okay, but there's something else that were particularly kind of, Khalid pointed it out to me, and it's irresistible to mention. It has not one, but 2 quincunxes going on. And that has got a special name. It's called, tell us, Khalid.
Well, right, because the moon is opposing, so on the opposite side of the
Yes.
zodiac circle from these 2 planets, right? And there's a sextile or roughly 6-degree angle between these 2 planets. So you can think of it as like an isosceles kind of triangle like that. And that's
Yes.
called, when you have one planet at the apex forming a quincunx with 2 planets over here joined by a sextile, That's called the yod, which is also called the finger of God.
So we have got the finger of God happening. I
finger
love
of
this.
God.
I love this. We've got a finger of God happening because of the position of the moon. It's
Yes.
the moon that's causing this finger of God. Otherwise, we wouldn't dare mention it in this video. Yeah, and it's happening at that point. What does it mean, though? What does it mean? How might that play out for people?
Right. So basically, it's really mystical. It's really spiritual. But the idea is when you have a planet opposing these two planets joined by a sextile, opposing them in the form of a quincunx, then their energies get like the story of their energy gets complicated. So basically, to bring out the positive qualities of the sextile or the potentials, you have to navigate a difficult relationship with the opposing planet, the quincunxing planet.
So it could be challenging, this finger of God.
Yes, but it is potentially really rewarding, you know, and it's considered like really deep and kind of really spiritual. It's like an aspect that forces you to kind of transform in a major way, you know, as long as you're aware of it, you know.
Right. So and this is kind of connecting with Saturn, which is in Aquarius. That's one of the kind of the planets, and we all know that Saturn in Aquarius can be quite limiting in a way, but on the other hand, advanced thinking, all that sort of thing. And the other one was Chiron, is that right?
Right, Chiron in Aries.
Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is the a healing.
Right, Chiron is the wounded healer.
The wounded healer, yeah.
So yeah, it's a signature of trauma usually in a person's birth chart, like a formative trauma. And Saturn is the taskmaster planet, you know, that forces you to grow through challenges. So there's a theme kind of emerging through the sextile, you know. And then the moon is the instinctual layer of the self, you know, all the habits, you know, or the dark layers of the mind. So yeah, you can see, like, I think the full moon being lit up by the sun might be a good opportunity.
Yes.
For you to use
and the moon is in Virgo, which can be quite a challenging place anyway, kind of like, you know, in terms of well-being. I'm thinking of the wounded healer side of this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what we're going to get out of these tarot readings. So without further ado, and however you want to call it, you know, like including in this reading the two quincunxes, or I love to say that the finger of God. I don't know which I preferred saying. I think I like them both. Okay, let us go for it. I'm the oracle today, by the way, and I'm doing it with my Moonology deck. So, Holly, did you say you're the cardinal?
Yes,
sign?
I'm doing all the cardinal signs. So that'll be Aries and Capricorn and Libra and Cancer.
Right, and which deck are you using?
I'm using Morgan Greer's deck.
Okay, and who's on the fixed? Is that Cassidy?
It's me. I'm
hi, Sharon.
today. So,
hi. What are you using? Which deck?
My Soul Sparkle, and this will finally be my deck of the week.
Yes, we're looking forward to that. And Cassidy?
I'm doing the mutable signs, and I'm using the Moonchild Tarot today.
Very nice, very nice. And I'm using my Moonology deck, which was the deck of the week last week. So for the Oracle. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy. Take it away, Khalid. So yeah, and basically the question is, if you're doing moon work or you just feel like just tuning into the moon, how best to kind of like, you know, make the most of this opportunity of the full moon in Virgo on the 27th of February. I'll shut up now.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be, you know, directing the question you just posed so nicely to all the cardinal signs. So asking the tarot for anything it might want to flag up for anyone with the sun, moon, or ascendant in the signs of Aries, Capricorn, Libra, or Cancer.
But you're just doing the Aries at the moment.
Right,
We're starting
I'm starting with Aries first, and then it will continue
just
until
so I was clear in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting from this is a message of slowing down Yeah, and if you have kind of ambitious plans and something ambitious in mind, maybe just better for you to wait. Better for you to wait until things are more in your favor. Instead of ambitiously kind of expelling something from your life, right? Try to maybe meditate on something that you've already started and try to bring it to fruition. Yeah, and just be more, accept more that things won't, you know, and during this full moon cycle, like they won't be proceeding at the pace that is most appealing to you. Okay, we got the Wheel of Fortune reversed for you. So that's for Aries. Okay,
Wow.
what do we have for Leo?
Let's see. For Sun, Moon, and Ascendant in Leo, Cassidy Khalid. Ooh. I love this phrase. My friend April taught it to me. Just Leo, just be unapologetically Leo. Just be a Leo and enjoy it. It's who we are, and we don't have to apologize for it. Shine your colors, fly your freak flag. Enjoy it. We are the kings and queens.
Ah, lovely. I love it.
I've started that just this month. It's been amazing.
That's great.
Excellent. Okay, so for Sagittarius people, this is a very cool card. The way that I'm seeing this, and okay, so I'm just going to show you first. So as we talk about, so this is the Ten of Wands, and it's, you know, not that traditional symbolism. We have this woman who's almost looking like she's kind of standing, I don't know, proudly in front of her wands that she's got stuck behind her. But I'm finding the most interesting symbolism here is that like half of the wands kind of come to the top of this moon and the other half of the wands stretch all the way up to that moon. But essentially what I'm seeing for the Sagittarius people, I'm not necessarily saying that everything you have going deserves your attention kind of in this moon phase from this full moon to the next one. And quite clearly, you know, maybe this is not exactly half, but as it's coming up in the card here, a big chunk, if not half of the things that you have on the go, the projects you're working on, wrap them up at this full moon and only focus, you know, on a certain chunk of things until the next one, and then use kind of that next phase to really, you know, get those things up and running. Look, maybe looks like a couple of them might drop off along the way. I don't know, I might be breathing a little too much into this card here, but it just looks like you've got a lot of great things on the go. Nothing needs to be thrown away. Nothing needs to be, it's just some things are going to come to a natural end. And whatever that means, like, you know, put that project, put it in a box, stick it in the garage, or whatever that looks like. Just wrap some things up completely so you have more space in your day and in your weeks coming between this full moon and the next one to work on the remaining things that need more of your time.
Wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So what does
really
the oracle have to say about the fire signs? Okay. So I've got the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland. This is the message for anyone who is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, to tie it in with those wonderful readings we've just had. I have got, new moon in Aquarius. So it's very opposite. Okay, it's a new moon. But what it actually says on this card, but I will send through the picture, is bring love into the situation. Now, I've got to say that I struggled a little bit when I was doing the Moonology deck, why Yasmin went with that kind of definition, because I'm not saying Aquarius is non-loving, but I just kind of, I was just surprised that that's what she kind of like went for as the message. New moon in Aquarius. I mean, I'm kind of like thinking Aquarius to me is quite humanitarian. So maybe, yeah, just be more loving. It's to do with kind of, you know, groups of people, that sort of thing, and the world at large. So it is maybe saying be more considerate. But tying it in with your readings, so Holly, you had kind of like slow down. And Sharon, you had kind of bring it on, kind of like with the Leos. It's like, we are who we are, let's embrace it. And Cassidy, you had about kind of like some of it will come to a natural conclusion and some of it you'll have to carry over to next month. The fact that I'm getting the new moon in Aquarius here, I'm kind of like feeling that the last new moon prior to this full moon in Virgo would have been, if I'm not mistaken, the new moon in Aquarius. So I'm thinking of all of you, all of your messages, reflect back with your messages to what your intentions were at that new moon in Aquarius, and kind of, yeah, maybe some of the intentions that were set at that new moon in Aquarius maybe need to be readdressed, or maybe they need to be kind of carried forward. You know, in the case of Harley's, it was like slow things down. Maybe they're going to take longer than people, you know, you might have to carry them through to the next new moon. Cassidy, like you said, yours are kind of, some of them will not have completed. Don't stress about that. And Sharon's, I feel, maybe with the Leos, maybe it is because that's right in opposition to the Aquarius. I'm kind of like feeling with the Leo energy, perhaps that is the one where the new moon intentions, generally speaking, is actually kind of going the best, and to kind of continue to embrace that, keep that fire burning, Leo. So I'm kind of like feeling whatever you started on that new moon in Aquarius, keep stoking the fire with that lovely sort of like Leo confident energy. That's kind of like what I'm getting with this particular oracle card in relation to your readings. So without further ado, let's move over to the earth signs.
Yes. So what do we have for sun, moon, or ascendant in Capricorn? Oh. Okay, this is saying pretty much stay where you are. It's not so bad. Thinking about, I guess I could call it a stalemate situation, maybe. Thinking about the stalemate situation that you find yourself in, giving it more time to unfold and more time for you to understand it and all its ramifications on you, like psychologically, that'll work out in your favor with time. But it's not the right time to use this full moon energy to head for a breakthrough. You need to like stick more for some more time where you currently are, even if that might feel kind of like yeah, even if it might make you feel like you're not being productive and you're stuck in a rut. For now, it's better to be passive, right, and cautious. So 2 of Swords upright.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, no, yeah, maybe it's not working for the cardinal energy.
No, so
Like, stop.
maybe it's the finger of God is on the cardinals. Should I do that? Should I do that?
Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Take some time, take some serious time to weigh the situation around you, to really look. I think you've been blinded to some things. Take some time to really look at especially the people around you and see if you're spending your time, your resources, your money on people that actually appreciate you and actually will do a give and take with you. I think that Taurus has been feeling a little bit taken advantage of, and it may be true, but really look and see, really make sure that's the situation before you turn your back and walk away. All right? I got the 6 of coins.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, beautiful. So finally we have for the Virgos. What is the message for the Virgo sun, moon, or rising for this full moon in Virgo? Aw, Sharon's gonna want to be a Virgo. This is
Page
beautiful.
cups.
Yeah. And just because the imagery of this deck is so very different, I'm going to show it as well. So this is quite different. We still really see that dreamery aspect, but I see it more almost as like exploration into yourself, exploration into your motivations for what's pulling you forward. Just it's so. I mean, she's in this beautiful great hall, looking out at this moon outside. She's got her little cup over here. I mean, let me look at the size of her shadow, maybe do some shadow work. Anyway, so I would say for the Virgos, yeah, this is an excellent time to really dive deep into your trajectory, where you're going and why you're going, the places that you're going. And I would say don't rush to get there, because I think she's got her full focus up on that moon, but I mean, she's kind of maybe missing that beautiful great hall that is around her. She might not be, not everybody is, but I think that's kind of the message for you. Really look into your motivations, what your goals are heading towards, get a little bit existential, I guess, in your nature of diving into why you're doing these particular things, and have fun. That Page of Cups energy, be creative, be intuitive, maybe do some deep meditation to take yourself somewhere amazing, something like that. I would say
Wow.
for
Lovely. That's lovely.
Very nice. Okay, so what does the Oracle have to say in relation to your 3 readings? So both Cassidy's and Holly's were quite meditational sort of energies, and Sharon was more, I felt, more advice of make sure you're appreciated before you start being sort of over generous, like with yourself and with your time, whatever. So what does the Oracle have to say for the Earth cards? Okay, so what I've got here is a general card for a waning moon, which is really sort of like perfect for kind of like just after the full moon. I mean, it's quite clear. I like this card, actually. I really do like the image on it. It's very snowy. Basically, it's saying, what do you need to release? And I think that's very, very kind of like fitting for all of your readings. I mean, I think Yasmin has absolutely captured it here. So it's kind of with those meditational cards for the Virgo and for the Capricorn, it's use this full moon to know what you need to release kind of, in the days that are following, that will kind of like help you to move forward, because letting go is so difficult for people. Don't we all know it, in one way or another? And as far as Sharon is concerned, yeah, you need to kind of like know maybe not just necessarily what you need to release, but who you need to release and in what way they need to be released for your personal greater good. So, and then you will be more kind of useful to people. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting from the Oracle in relation to all of the Earth readings. So onwards to the air readings.
Right. So let's see what we have for Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Libra. Sharon, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm telling you, for some reason, this moon is not very dynamic for the cardinal signs.
Oh,
But
no.
we'll see what happens when we get to Cancer. But all right. Okay, so I think what the message I'm getting here is that instead of kind of waiting for others to give you what you you are measuring as the thing that you deserve from them, let yourself feel that you're maybe that you're in a position of disadvantage for the time being, right? Maybe until the following new moon, maybe, right? And be okay with giving, even if it makes you feel like, hey, I've already given too much. Why am I not on the receiving end of the gifts? Okay. I think the message is don't expect any windfalls. Like, okay, but that generosity from the sky will come if and only if you stick a bit longer in this situation where you do feel like, if it's not another person or people exploiting you, like fate is not dealing you a fair hand. That's what I want to say. Okay, even if you feel like fate is not dealing you a fair hand, accept this feeling and keep giving to others more than you feel like you're getting for now. And then hopefully with time, you know, the moon will be more on your side, okay, to get what you want. All right. So I got for you the Ace of Pentacles reversed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Love
So
that.
something there, I felt like it's like, yeah, the sky is recognizing your frustrations, but it's telling you like, stick with it a bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been pretending there's no Libra there. I've been full on Leo. I may regret that.
Well, see how it is closer to the date, right? Closer to February 27. See what happens then.
Oof, Aquarius. It's time to cut through the bullshit. It's time to look things square on and cut things out that are hurting you, that do not suit you. The computer.
Finger of God is in Aquarius.
This Ace of Swords in reverse.
Yeah, it is.
When you said finger of God, there it is. There is time to cut through all the bullshit. Really take stock, much like I had for Taurus. Only you just putting up with stuff that you should not have to put up with, and it's hurting you. So get rid of it. I know that's easier said than done, but anything that's hurting you, bringing you down, or making you less of a better person, it's got to go. It's just got to go. Clean it out.
Wow.
Okay, so this is right nuts because we had the Ace of Coins reversed, then we had the Ace of Swords reversed, now we have the Ace of Wands reversed.
No way.
Oh my God.
Fascinating time for the air signs. Okay, Gemini people, now that I've given away the... Yeah, okay. So how I'm reading this card, it's kind of to say, it's almost like if you have something that's rushing really quickly and it's not screeching to a halt where it crashes, but it just like, I don't know, I'm envisioning like a train running into pudding or something, and it just like, and it stops and it's safe and it's okay where it is, but it's not continuing with that intense forward momentum. So my message for the Gemini people is to use that contemplative downtime to empower your more energetic moments. Right, that time that you're going to take over this moon, if a project comes to a bit of a halt, or whether you actually need to do it yourself and just slow things down, it's not a full stop, right? You keep that fire moving about whatever you're invested in doing, but use that time to just stop, review, keep it, you know, just turn it inward a little bit. I'm seeing this kind of as a deepening of this card rather than a lessening of it, but this is, yeah, our Ace of Wands in reverse.
Mhm.
See what I mean? There's my
Gosh.
brain going into the pudding. It's just like,
Yeah.
didn't quite all the way through.
That is amazing, though, that on the air signs you all got three
Reverse
cardinal cards all in reverse.
Wow.
So, you
Oh,
know,
aces, yeah.
let's just see what the oracle has to say about that. Oh my God.
Man,
Okay.
you think the Ace of Cups reversed out of your oracle, I swear.
Okay. Well, it has actually come up reverse, but I don't read these reverse actually. So the card that has come up is a general card, and it is literally the full moon card. So it's absolutely recognizing that this is a full moon. Yasmin's words on it are surrender to the divine. I see the full moon, I mean, yeah, which is very appropriate with all of the finger of God. The finger of God. Yeah, for the air signs, it is let go and let God. It's kind of like on this full moon, it's kind of stop trying to fix everything, stop trying to kind of like sort everybody else's life out, everybody else's stuff out, you know, for once, just let God do his thing, you know, surrender to the divine, let go, let God. That's another phrase that I've heard along the way. And I just feel the full moon is when things will fit. You are not God. You are not God. The world will keep turning, even if you take a couple of days off on this full moon. Just let God do his thing.
Right.
Switch your brain off. And everything will survive, kind of thing, without your brain constantly trying to sort everything out. That is what
Right.
I'm getting for the
So
air signs from
So
the
basically,
oracle.
let God in through the yard.
Let God into his yard. Yes. I love it. The day of the quincunx.
That sounds like a horror story.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Wait.
with last but not least, we have
Wait, God in the yard. Wait, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
oh my
Oh
God.
wow.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
strange. You know, it's like I feel like this card really emphasized the moon, like the position of the moon on that date. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Surrender. Okay.
Surrender.
All right.
Surrender to the divine. That's the words that were written on it.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
So I guess we got the tarot's confirmation that the yard is a perfectly valid astrological aspect. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I honestly think people
In case there are any astrologers in doubt, the tarot
sometimes you
just
do have to
confirmed.
kind of
The
like
yard
hand
is
over.
real. It's real. Take it seriously, okay? Okay. So what's the message for Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Cancer?
All right. Okay.
Oh, geez.
No, not another bad cardinal. Oh my God.
This is just very sad. You have to sit with your sadness a while longer.
Oh.
I'd say, okay, maybe try. I think moonwork would be helpful to maybe ease the pain a bit or loosen your attachment to whatever it is that's caused you so much suffering and isolation. But this is not, I mean, okay, the energy in the sky at that time is not going to be configured in a way that'll help you to just shed it off like you might want, that you probably want to. Probably want to shed off this really heavy sadness and disappointment, which is making you feel like you're actually alone. Like it's so heavy, it might make you feel like you're even alone if you're surrounded by people, you know, like it just sucks you in with that gravity and it just pulls you inward. and makes it very difficult for you to appreciate any good things happening around you. Kind of casts if I could say it, it casts a veil of like a dark veil around your eyes, you know. So you need to accept that for a while longer, and maybe yeah, make this moon work more meditative, and try to find out like the reasons behind your grief and your disappointment. But don't go blaming. Don't go blaming. Like, okay, don't try to deal with this pain from a place of anger or accusation or blame. Just sort of accept it as in the mindset of shit happens. Excuse my language, but this is what I'm picking up from here. Like, shit happens, accept it. The pain is gonna stick around for a while, but not forever. 5 of Cups.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's one of the saddest versions of the 5 of Cups that I've ever seen. This
Yeah.
one.
I love the Morgan.
So that's it. Okay.
Now,
Sorry.
Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Don't worry, I'll just check in with you. No, this is actually a really, really good time for you to reach out to the world with love. Reach out to the people around you. It's never too late to say, I'm sorry. It's never too late. Got the Ace of Cups.
Oh,
Oh,
there it is.
lovely.
but the Ace of Cups did show up.
Yeah. It's like,
My God,
we
it's
got all
cups
the
and cups,
aces.
Yeah.
but it's cups and cups for the water signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
For our Pisces Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. So, I have so many things I could say about this card and how it's talking right now. But a part of it actually is a very similar message to what Khalid was saying, but in a different way. So being in recognition of people who led you astray, anyone who was a mentor figure or a teacher figure or someone who taught you some things that didn't, either they weren't true or they weren't in your best interest, or the ways that you now see the world, you see particular things, the skills you have. Time to recognize which things maybe weren't so great. And again, from that place of not holding it against them, but it's really time to, well, part of this is like seek out potentially like new mentors, new people who you look up to, whether that's an author or an actual teacher or something that you're looking to study. Sample around. Don't get stuck on like one particular person and learn all your information, because if they're leading you in the wrong path, and that's not to be like, be paranoid about wherever you're going, but just be in recognition of some of the things you've learned in the past that maybe are not the case, that aren't really the best way to understand or attack, or not attack, I guess, tackle a certain framework or a certain project, something like that. So it's kind of twofold, right? The recognition of what was and what you've learned, and really being scrutinize yourself in the perceived knowledge that you have, and seek someone new. I have the Hierophant reversed, but just check out this Hierophant.
Oh.
That
Gosh.
is a beautiful deck.
Wow.
That
Very
huge cushion.
moony.
Yes.
Yes.
And again, that is very finger of God, isn't it? In reverse.
Big time.
Well.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. And we have got half the quincunx, no, half the yod there in Pisces. So what does the Oracle have to say? So we had the 5 of Cups, so to do with kind of like eventually getting over sadness and loss. The Ace of Cups, so it's kind of like a new beginning, a new start with perhaps something that's taken a while to kind of accept and find a new teacher, maybe. What does the Oracle have to say that will sum up all of those water signs for this full moon in Virgo. New moon in Cancer. Okay, so it's going to be a while before it is the new moon in Cancer. But the message here is you and your loved ones are safe. So I kind of like that. It makes it very easy to read. So I'm kind of like feeling, Harley, like with yours, you know, there is that sense of like loss, and at the end of the day, those two cups are still standing. And if it is, you know, you do need to kind of, on the full moon, look at kind of what you do still have, and then, as I say, what you have to kind of come to terms with and accept. I mean, with Sharon as well, it's kind of like that new beginning. It's kind of like whatever has happened, that has kind of like, you know, maybe has hurt you on a kind of like a deeper level. You did get that kind of like Ace of Cups come up, and it is saying you and your loved ones are safe. So like at the end of the day, if somebody's upset, you hurt your feelings, new start, fresh start, new attitude. Again, be grateful for kind of like, you know, what is still there, and make a new step forward with it. And again, new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. So I kind of feel, Cassidy, with yours, it's like if you have had a mentor and you have, I mean, I know like when we kind of get very attached, you can get very attached to a certain mentor or somebody whose knowledge is, you know, you are sharing that person's knowledge. And I just feel, based on like what you've said, Cassidy, I just feel that I'm kind of feeling a bit of a reflection here on Harley's card actually as well. I'm feeling you would have got good out of it, even if there's certain things about it that are kind of no longer, you know, maybe they've reached their shelf life or whatever, and it is time to find somebody new. I still think that person did make their way into your heart, and you gained a lot from it. And rather than seeing you and your loved ones are safe, I mean, it might be that it's your parents or family, you know, it's possible that it was a kind of like very personal thing to you, but you do have to find your own way. That it is true that at some point, no matter whether it is your parents, grandparents, family member, or an outside mentor, at some point you do have to kind of, and they have to let you go as well. You are on your own to sort of seek further knowledge, you know, and to open up to new ideas. And that doesn't mean that everything that was taught to you prior to that moment is invalid and useless and rubbish, but you've got to take what you liked and what was of value to you and kind of like leave the rest behind and move on. So that I think that these were all quite deep, actually, the water cards, and I kind of like feel that the new moon in Cancer coming up as the Oracle card reflected that as well. So that was quite a place to finish. The finger of God, dog, I nearly said, right? The finger of God, I think, pointed down on us today in our moon readings. I kind of like feel, yeah, God's voice was heard. So thank you, God. Right? Whatever anyone, whether they believe in God or higher power or whatever, yeah, I think we sort of did tap into that. So there is something bigger and greater out there than us, and sometimes you do have to just sort of succumb to it, you know, let go, let God, whatever. So that was fascinating. If anybody does want a reading, I promise you they are not religious readings, but at all. Yeah, but you know, we do all do normal everyday readings without any mentions of G words. And if you liked this video, please subscribe, you know, ring the bell, like it, tell all your friends, and we will see you next time with the new moon in Pisces. Is that right? Yeah, be new moon in Pisces next time. Bye. Everyone's got very quiet.
Yeah, it's all combobulated. You jumped it forward a month. It's like, hell, I couldn't even be.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it is the next time. All right. See you then.
All
Bye
right.
for now.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.